Chris, I feel like Wally's trying to set you up with his sister.
Well, I mean, I do need somebody that makes me feel like the smartest one in the room. So.
And now, Cheese Wits.
Howdy, 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 ho.
Hello.
Very quiet. Subdued, even.
It's a fucking day.
Oh, really? Bad day?
Yeah.
Let me bring up the audition here because a bad day can only get worse, so I better record.
Please do, because this is a brand new computer and it appears everything's working fine.
So you're on the computer.
Yeah.
Not a laptop.
Yeah, the IT guy said he thought it would be better for all of the work that I put it through with audio and video and everything.
All of the Jess. You're always known for putting stuff through work. Making it work hard. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
So are we waiting for Chris to be able to hear? I'm having black Scottish tea.
How are you?
Tea.
I'm having I think it's green tea. It is green tea.
With a little honey and some milk.
No, it's just my mother. It's just my mother.
Oh, is she driving you crazy?
She has decided that she wants, again, to go to a nursing home I told her she couldn't go to. And so she started yelling at me. And I told her, when you moved to this place that you're in right now, you agreed that we were not going to keep moving you around. And we've already talked about how that nursing home is not an option. So we're not going to do it. And she said, I'll make someone else my power of attorney. And I was like, don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh, man. You want to take that shit out of my lap? Please don't.
Yeah, no.
I was just sitting. Well, I took a shower, actually. But I was sitting on the pot when and took a call from my sister's caretaker in the home. My sister's just basically being a cunt to everybody.
Oh, so is my mother. And she has informed me that the caregiver who called me to say that my mother was being mean to her and she didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
This girl is so sweet. And my sister and stepsister have both met her in person and talk about how sweet she is. And she said, I'm just not good with conflict and I've never been good at standing up for myself. And I was like, do not let her bully you. Stand up for yourself. So now my mother's like, Evelyn's a bitch. And I was like, oh, is she? I said, Evelyn's not a bitch. And she said, you've talked to her? And I said, yeah. And she said, she puts on a real sweet voice, doesn't she? And I said, so do you when you want something.
Oh, yeah. So my sister's woman's name is Joyce. And Joyce gave me a call. Let's see, today. What is today? She gave me a call on Monday to let me know that my sister was being just a cunt. She didn't use those words. And Joyce is she has an accent and she sounds maybe she's somewhere from South America. And so I'm surprised at this point my sister has not called her some sort of racial epithet, because my sister one time said she couldn't get food stamps because all the blacks were taking it from her.
You told us that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I told you the story when it happened. A year and a half ago. The blacks were causing a problem. I don't even know what to do. My sister calls me to complain about it, and I know what my sister's doing. So now they're sending her to more treatment and things. It's a mess. It's just like it's a mess.
And when my mother she called me last night at like 8, and I decided to protect my evening peace, and I didn't answer. And then she called me at 9:30, and I still didn't answer because there's nothing I can do for her at 9:30 at night. So she called at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh my fucking word!
Which is why I have do not disturb. And then when I didn't pick up at 3:30 in the morning, she called my sister.
Oh, your sister loved that, right?
My sister got a new phone and didn't know how. My sister, in terms of technology stuff, reminds me a lot of you, Wally.
Okay, nice.
Because she said, I got a new phone and this one doesn't automatically go into do not disturb. And I said, what kind of phone did you get? And she said, S24. And I Googled S24 do not disturb schedule, screenshotted it and sent it to her 5 seconds later. And she was like, oh my gosh, thank you. So she actually got woken up by my mother's call.
Oh my God. So, but that, by the way, your sister's problem is not my problem. I would have done that. But then if it's not exact, if the wording is not exact, if it says, oh, at the top, find the wheel. And if my phone, the wheel, you have to swipe to the right to find the wheel because I don't have it on the front, it'll fucking throw me. I'll just be like, fuck that. There's nothing up there. Nothing there. I really have contemplated taking the trip to Pennsylvania and practicing shaken adult syndrome on my sister. It's so fucking nutty. Mm-hmm. It's just how listen, she's 56 years old. It's not like she's fucking, just sparse minded like I am. It's not like she's fucking, fading into some sort of mindless fucking time travel or something. She's just a cunt. Mm-hmm. That's it. She's just, and she relies on these people to feed her, to wipe her ass, to bathe her. Yep. And she's a cunt to them. Yep. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Apparently your sister is my mother.
I spoke to her yesterday, before I get this other call, and I was just telling her, I said, listen, you got to stop being a petulant. And then I realized she has fucking no idea what petulant means. Yeah. You have to, and I say probably 90 seconds further, you have to stop being childish and you have to act like a grown woman and blah, 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 blah. And she says, I'm watching the Golden Girls. She didn't listen to it, didn't hear it. I'm watching the Golden Girls. Mm-hmm. Fucking Lifetime or whatever channel that is.
And guess who else called me while my phone was on Do Not Disturb at 7:21 this morning?
It wasn't me.
No, it was my next door neighbor.
The guy?
No, the woman with the arms.
Oh, the arms. And what was armless woman's name? I mean, problem.
She wanted to make sure I was okay.
Why?
So for the last week, I've sort of been just struggling, just in general, just struggling. Right. And so I decided that there were a few things that I could just let go for a little bit that didn't matter, that didn't hurt anybody, that didn't cause any harm to anything. For example,
the trash.
And quite honestly, the mail. Like, it'll still be there. It's fine.
Right.
Well, she hasn't seen me outside in a while. So she decided to call me at 7:21 in the morning to make sure I'm okay.
The neighborhood watch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me ask you, Jess.
Yeah.
Had she called you, say, 2 hours later after coffee, different feeling about that?
No, still the same feeling because I don't need to be. I kind of go back and forth because I appreciate, like, if there was something wrong.
Yeah, she's looking out for you.
But it's not like packages are piling up on the front porch and there's a smell coming from the house. Like,
no, but a good-looking single woman like yourself, who knows what could happen.
But at the same time, I specifically, when I do go get the mail, I wait until she's not home before I do it. She's still going to see me in the cameras because she's got her cameras trained on my house, but I wait until she's not home to do it, specifically because I resent being monitored. I don't appreciate it.
I got fired from a job one time for being resenting being monitored. Mm-hmm. I worked for when I went to California, when I came back from California, I was a couple weeks before I took another radio job. I came back specifically to that, but I needed a couple bucks. So a friend of mine was working at Extra Mart. Remember Extra Mart? So it's like a Big Apple or a Cumberland Farm. It's gas and little convenience store.
Yeah.
So I went to work, and they fucking had cameras trained on people who worked behind the register. And I just hated it so much. And I was still young. I was still, 24, 25, whatever it was. And, hey, I'll fight the man. And, liberal bullshit guy. And that guy. So I would moon the camera, and they fired me for lewd and lascivious behavior while working because I was showing my ass to the camera. I'm with you. I hate the fucking monitoring shit.
Yeah.
I don't
I didn't call her back or anything either.
No.
Although
you didn't.
No, I didn't call her or text her. Like, I thought maybe I'll text her and just be like, I'm fine. Thanks for watching out. But then not thanks for watching out. Like, but then I was like, what if she calls the police to do a wellness check on me?
Oh God, can you imagine? Police, open up. I can't even imagine you fucking flipping out more.
No.
After the fact.
I would lose my fucking mind.
I can't even imagine.
It would be show prep.
Are you hearing about our little Jess there, Chris? Oh, he's not even paying attention.
I'm here. I'm paying attention. I just don't. First,
what do you have?
I got a head cold. This is not good.
Jeez, you two are always fucking got something going on in the sickness realm.
Mm-hmm.
Just always some little cold or something happening.
I'm at the tail end of it, though. I mean, this was coming on Sunday, so I'm just about over it.
Chris, you sort of have the but you have like a compromised immune. I think we all have compromised immune, but you have a compromised immune system, correct?
I think so.
Yeah. Any guy who has to lay on the floor to cool his body down and take a nap in a public restroom probably has a problem with a compromised immune system.
Likely.
Yeah, that makes a little bit of sense. Hey, have you listened? I've been listening to some of our shows for the best of.
Yep.
It's not looking promising.
No, I've gotten a few things.
So here's what I found: a couple, but they're so short.
That's okay.
Like, I found little bites. I haven't found anything, 90 seconds. I found, there's 30 good seconds. There's 15 seconds of is a little kind of okay. Mm. Here's what I hear. The show has evolved. I hear an evolution in the show. Just it's the pacing is a little quicker. We move on quicker. Topics quicker. Yeah. Just that's it. Just a little notice. Just a little thing I've noticed. Chris, how many of those shows have you gotten a chance to listen to?
It's about 4:15. Why?
I was thinking, though, as I was listening to some of the shows from, so I'm listening like Christmas, New Year's. I've listened to, I think, 5 shows now. And I was thinking, man, we should go back and revisit some of the shit that was going on back then that we were talking about. I'm going to go back and listen again to get some answers to some of the questions that we had, sort of like a Dateline. Yeah. Cheesewitz line.
Update, Dateline, yeah. Kind of. Did you guys see that our friend Brad, his wife had their baby?
I saw you had it said very cute. Yes. And I think I put a little, I like it. You posted something. I didn't you post I saw some baby pictures, and then I thought you put it very cute or something like that.
Maybe I did. I didn't post anything. He posted.
No, you didn't post it. It was a posting that it came up. Jess commented on something.
Oh yeah, probably.
And then it brought me to it, and it was like a 4 screen of a baby.
Mm-hmm. Baby girl.
I didn't realize it was Brad. I just thought it's a baby. Nice. I had no idea.
In season 3 of Cheesewitz, Wally learns how to use Facebook.
I know. Okay. All right. That's fair. It's fair. I can't tort, nor can I retort. I have no tortious actions at all here. I cannot. We should have Brad come back on and give a little sort of blow by blow or something.
Yeah.
Don't bite your lip.
Listen, you're the one who said blow.
Yeah, well, I would like to. I bet if we can catch him in the next 3 weeks or so, he will not have slept at all.
Yeah. I texted him, but he didn't get back to me. So I guess he's still, I don't know, making that baby a priority or something.
Baby thing sounds so. Having a baby sounds so cool or so like, oh, this is fantastic. We're gonna have a family until it happens.
Yeah.
And it's all like, whoa. I think moms know going into it, yeah, this is gonna suck. This is gonna be life altering. I think dads, at least mine, were, oh, it's gonna be so fun. We'll have I'll go for walks and do fun stuff. And
we're gonna throw a football.
Right. Then you realize there's 6 feeding times a day, and there's 18 diaper changes, and they're screaming and crying and I gotta look at this. It's not nearly as fun as it seems. Hey, how about, have you paid attention to any of Trump's appointments? Chris, any of your favorites in there?
Besides Elon Musk being the dog?
Yeah, the doggy, and then has he even confirmed the brain eating guy yet for NIH or whatever he was going to do?
No. Nobody. He made that Fox News guy Secretary of Defense or something.
Yeah,
I'm surprised Laura Ingram's not in charge of the fucking FCC yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kristi Noem is in there, the dog shooter. I think she's the head of Homeland Security or something. She's going to be.
Well, if there are any dogs that are going to attack our country, we will be safe.
We'll be safe from dogs and goats.
It's for 1 week away. We went from eating the dogs to shooting the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
1 week.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at the list, it's like a list of exactly what Hillary Clinton said. The deplorables. It is a complete list. Like if you were making a new like card game, a Pokemon card game of the most despicable people you could find, the deplorables, there they are.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? They may be fantastic.
I think the good news, though, is that at some point, especially Elon Musk, I feel like is going to take enough attention away from Trump that he's gonna get annoyed and fire him.
Yeah, he'll fire half of those people
and maybe deport him if we're lucky.
Yeah, and then he'll talk about what fucking pieces of shit they were. And I don't think anybody who's worked for him, he has ever said, "What a great they were fan." Oh, that was he was a piece of shit. He was an asshole. He was stupid. He was dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, you hired all these motherfuckers. This speaks more about your ability to hire qualified people than it does about whether or not they did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Had you hired people that knew what they were doing, they would have done a good job. Yeah, and people are losing their shit about this stuff. They really are. I don't think there's any reason to lose our shit. I think there's reason to be concerned, but not lose our shit over it. I mean, come on. I mean, if he takes it over the world and he takes over the country and sicks the National Guard on us and makes us stay in our houses, who's going to be unhappy? Jess, if someone came to your house and said, sorry, Jess, you can't leave your house anymore. You can only have stuff delivered to your house. We'll bring you food. We'll bring you water. Would you be real upset?
No, but if I have to be assigned a man to watch over me, then I'm going to be upset.
Be a woman. No. You know what though? The guy I think who's the new Secretary of Defense or who's picking for the Secretary of Defense believes that women should not serve in the armed forces,
Yeah.
at least in the fighting part. They're good as secretaries and nurses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But, you really can't give women either a gun or the right to vote.
Oh, dear, Jesse, they're going to take the microphone away from you and make you barefoot and pregnant.
Yep.
I
don't think my pregnant parts work anymore, but
I think you're past the pregnant parts.
Yeah.
They can try.
I'll be in the Handmaid's Tale, the women who had to oversee the handmaids, that'll be me.
I have not seen the Handmaid's Tale, but
you should watch it so you get an idea what's coming.
Yeah, I was saying so a lot about it. I was lamenting Netflix the other day and Hulu, saying, "Fucking look at all these dystopian." I just don't like the dystopian themed shows. I'm not into it. I don't like all that kind of shit. And now I'm realizing we're heading for dystopian times.
Mm-hmm.
We're on our way. Dystopia is on its way. Soylent Green is coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's people, and we're going to eat them. It's on the way. Yeah, it's just fucking goofy. Oh, so a couple of days over the weekend, there was an accident, and somebody was posting. Did I tell? I might have already told you this. Did I tell you where I said pray for? Someone wrote, "Oh, I want to pray for those people." There was an accident, and someone posted on the community website. Oh, it's a tragic thing. I'll pray that everybody's safe. And listen, with no disdain, with no judgment about religion, I simply posted something that said, for those who believe that praying helps, perhaps it's better to pray that people use more caution and common sense when driving so nobody gets hurt. Be a little proactive. Man, I got called an asshole for my terrible comment.
You knew that was good. You knew what you were doing.
No, I really didn't. I was being, I was just saying, listen, it might be better to fucking hope people drive, safe to begin with. Oh, you're an asshole. You're the fuck.
Look, that's the equivalent. That is the equivalent of you saying, well, maybe he shouldn't have been in this neighborhood, huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, what were you wearing?
Yeah. I didn't say anything even close.
That short skirt was just asking for it.
Mm-hmm.
He was just asking for your ass to be slapped.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just simply said, to practice common sense. Now, people thought I was shitting on just because you don't believe. That was another one. Just because you don't believe doesn't mean you have to shit on it. I wasn't saying anything about the religion part. I was saying, tell people to be cautious. When you teach your kid how to drive, it's usually young kids, teach them to fucking use a directional. Don't pull out into traffic. That middle turn lane is not a traveling lane.
Like you don't know the wording you chose was specifically designed to dig at the people who wanted to pray.
It wasn't.
It was.
How's about you pray for $1 million to drop from the sky? Maybe that'll happen.
Well, I know I could pray all I want. Ain't nothing going to happen. That's not to say I'm not a believer. No,
I believe in every one of them $1 million falling from the sky. I believe in every one of them.
I pray. I don't pray to anybody that was in the Bible. I pray in general, just a general sort of, oh man, please, kind of thing.
Yeah, but who are you praying to? Now, this opens up an interesting thing because, the prayer is supposed to be to somebody, not to just a telephone pole.
Yeah, just in general. I don't. I think everybody prays at some point.
So I don't think you're not praying. You're thinking out loud, or you're thinking in your head.
You're hoping.
And you're wishing and hoping. You're not praying.
Yes, more wishing and hoping. Yes, I'm wishing and hoping more, and I'm thinking good thoughts. That's a really hard one. It's hard for people when they say, my dad says to me because he's got the whole cancer thing going on in the liver. I'm got my appointment. Say a prayer for me, and I go, okay, I really don't know what to do. So, I say a prayer in my own sort of way because I don't want to shit on anybody.
Well, no, really because that's not the time to go, excuse me, I don't do that.
Yeah. Hello.
Fine, I'll think good thoughts for you.
Please.
I hope everything goes well.
Oh, yeah. But what I can't say is I'm thinking good thoughts because that means, yeah, okay, I'll pray.
Well, and look, and the way I look at it, prayer changes things. That's what they say. Prayer changes things. You know what? Prayer didn't change a fucking thing. A coincidence does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Pray to God, please don't take my father from me. Well, guess what? He's dead. Okay. Not that my dad's dead, but I'm just saying that's, it is.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
I agree.
Who are you praying to?
But then I catch myself saying, when I'm talking to a friend who I know also is not a religious person, and she says something to me and I go, oh, Jesus. And then I'm like, wait.
Well, some woman yesterday, I was at physical therapy and we were discussing stuff and, we were talking about life and career and, she knew us, you and I. And I said that, I used to work, at the Christian station, you see WGTS, and used to be on the air, basically we created that thing from a classical station into a Christian station. And it's like, well, you really need to listen to WGTS. You need to hear the words of the music and you need to, and I said, tell you what, this is what I'm going to put to you. I will listen to the words and the music. If you can give me any accounting of Jesus Christ from age 1 to 33, anywhere in that, in the middle, anywhere in the middle, if you can give me an accounting.
Did you really?
Absolutely. Anywhere in the middle. You tell me what Jesus did for his 21st birthday.
Did he play marbles?
You give me any sort of accounting and I will go listen to the fucking, Selah music. Okay. I will go listening to Casting Crowns. If you can give me an accounting of what Jesus's GPA was. Okay.
I'll put Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant on my playlist.
Exactly. And we're not talking baby here. We're talking the hardcore shit. We're talking the El Shaddai shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The stuff they'll play in church.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That shit.
And yes, I absolutely did say that. So she just stared at me blankly, which is what everyone does. Well, you have to believe. What the fuck am I believing in?
I believe in him when he was 17. I don't know what happened after that.
What are you, Janice Ian? I mean, what the fuck, man? How do you? I don't get it.
I'm agreeing with you 100% here.
And then you got, the good book tells us. Okay, well, the good book is also known as the greatest story ever told. And a story, by definition, is, let's look at the board, fiction. Number one answer. Ding, 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 ding.
Have you guys seen the thing that's been going around comparing Donald Trump to some biblical king? I'm trying to find it.
Oh, yeah. He was a
David, maybe?
He was a flawed king. Yeah, that's been around a little bit. He
the
was
thing about God ordaining blah bitty blah.
Yeah.
I
only know. I've only seen it in passing. I really don't know any of the detailed information.
No, you got it. You got to get this. You got to this. North Korea is coming, so you better start now. Repeat after me. Our Donald Trump, who art in the White House.
Here it is.
Hallowed be thy name.
To think that God ordained a filthy-minded, adulterous, wealthy man with evil in his heart to preside over a nation challenges my self-righteous understanding. But he did, and that sinful man, by grace, gave us the Psalms. #King David.
Okay, I did see that.
Mm-hmm.
I did see that. And you know what? I'm going to say this just in case there's some people that maybe are not listening to the podcast and maybe are just around me at the supermarket. It's a fucking fictional book.
Yup.
I think I've said this before because I think we had a conversation close to it's if not for the Brothers Grimm, this would be the story kids were reading at bedtime. These stories, it's fucking insanity. How about Melania Trump? I saw there was her press agent put out something today about Trump moving into the White House, or she wasn't going to be at the White House today, yada, yada, yada. But she wishes, I wish my husband well.
Yeah, she's staying at Mar-a-Lago, isn't she?
Yeah, she's not going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be part. Yeah, that's probably a fucking marriage that's really on solid ground.
He's probably paying her to not divorce him until all of this is over.
Look, it's going to be a solid marriage for the next 4.5 years. Okay.
While they're living separately.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a good point. I'm thinking much like so when Woodrow Wilson was president, he got really sick during World War I, and his wife pretty much did most of the presidency stuff. I think J.D. Vance is actually going to be the president about a year and a half in.
Yeah.
I think Trump's I think he's loopy.
You think?
I think he's for real loopy.
That wouldn't shock me.
Mm-mm.
That wouldn't shock me at all.
And not because of age or anything. I just think he's loopy.
What do you think about Russia pulling up Melania's old modeling nudes and putting them on their national TV service?
I didn't see that. They did?
I guess. When I first
I
heard about it.
need to get that channel.
What's that?
Said I need to get that channel.
When I first heard about it, I thought, I wasn't seeing it, covered by any major news sources or anything. So I actually Googled to see if it was true. But it turns out they were like publicly available pictures because she used to model. So they were just out there. And she'd even addressed them months ago or maybe a couple years ago saying like, yeah, that's me. That's my pictures.
You didn't see it? She was up on the dais going, yes, this is my pussy. You didn't see that?
But everybody, like on Twitter, they were saying apparently that this was a message that Russia owns Donald Trump. And I was like, maybe that's what it is, but.
No. So when they post the video of him pissing on somebody, then they own him.
Yeah.
Then that's going to be it.
Mm-hmm.
Until then, they don't own him.
Yeah.
But this whole thing with Trump getting back in, you can say what it is. You know who I think the whole thing's orchestrated by? Sid and Marty Krofft. Okay. I think this is the makings of a fucking reality show. It's entirely and we're all possible. The stars.
Behind
all the stars.
White House.
I watched a video, kind of a long video, that kind of showed Elon Musk's role in basically buying this election in a completely legal way. Just by starting with buying Twitter and just sort of how he spent his money and the messages that he put out and how he actually, at one point, he and Biden tweeted out the same message, and Biden got like 10 times more likes. And so he went at 2:00 in the morning and called his team in and made them redo the algorithm so that it showed he had more likes on his tweet than Biden did.
What an egomaniac.
It's typical liberal bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think so Elon Musk is going to be. I just took it down. He's going to be the. What is he? He's the head of bringing the cost of government down.
He's in charge of firing everybody.
Yeah, the Department of Government Efficiency, which happens to mean that all government cars are going to be Tesla soon.
Which is what is so fascinating about that is folks who now love Elon Musk being with Trump. You are the same folks when you look at some of their other. I have friends who have done this. They would post fucking just anti-electric car shit.
Oh no, I'm good.
just
Yeah, because
unbelievable.
electric cars are to help prevent global warming, right? So
Right.
if you accept an electric car, then you have to accept that global warming is a thing.
Right. Or those posts that were saying like, oh, during the hurricane, here's things that didn't help you. Electric cars, this, but a gas car was it. So they were shitting all over Elon Musk until now. Now he's fucking a genius.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they understand that. So when Elon Musk starts losing money, he fucking does something to increase or splits his stock to create wealth through stocks. When Donald Trump was fucked up with money, he went bankrupt. And so then, and kept all the assets and did that whole fucking thing where you sell off all the assets and then go bankrupt, but you get to keep the money.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that with the government.
Mm-mm.
But I think he thinks
Hold my beer.
right. I think Trump, because Trump did say this during the last time he was president, he was saying, we just don't have to pay our bills. We just won't pay any of this debt that we owe the Chinese.
Me too. I'm not paying any more of my bills either.
But I think he thinks it's okay to do that.
Of course he does.
He's done it so many times.
Of course he does.
Which that brings me now to what you posted earlier, what you texted to us.
Fucking iHeart.
What the fuck? So listen, in listening to our shows, we had this conversation that we're going to have now, very close to it, at about the same time last year.
So for the listener, the one person, hi listener, thanks for being here.
Scott Schlein, hi.
Hi, Scott. What we're talking about is iHeart laying off the entire
news staff
of an AM news talk station, meaning the entire staff. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles. So second biggest market in the country. Laid off the entire news staff. Now, this was on an AM station, an AM news talk, which iHeart was involved in when they were gonna pull the AM radios out of cars, and iHeart was lobbying to require, how they were lobbying about how important it is to have AM stations for public information and emergency services. And now they're like, we can get rid of the whole news department. Who needs them? Fuck them. And
that is a fucking KFI is a heritage station.
Yeah.
50,000 watts, baby.
That is a fucking heritage news talker.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think it was 27 people.
22.
22.
Yeah.
It's unprecedented.
You hearing this? Is fucking liberals. They just want to argue numbers, Wally. That's all they want to do.
Oh, Jess, you swung. You're now more liberal than me.
Yep.
See?
I think this election actually forced me to be more liberal than I have ever been in my entire fucking life.
Yeah, it may have. I don't know, but this iHeart thing, this iHeart thing is so fucking disturbing.
Mm.
It's just someone should just fucking take it all away and say, you guys have fucked it up so bad that radio. So in my dystopian story that's about to come, we're going to need radio, particularly AM radio that's not digital, because that's the only way we're going to be able to communicate with other countries, because we won't be able to do it with digital radio because it sucks at getting anywhere from here to there without endless fucking dishes and antennas. I can see us sneaking around. Chris, you need to make sure that your AM radio transmitter is up to snuff down there.
Oh, I stopped doing snuff years ago, Wally.
Well, once women get the right to vote, no more snuff. No,
that's fine. They're taking it away from us next year, so it's
fucking fine. It's just horrible what they've done to radio and to broadcasting.
Look, the whole business is shit.
Even television now. Even television is going down. With Sinclair is fucking horrible. They're just is it Sinclair? Yeah, that owns so many stations that you have to put their their conservative bullshit on their TV stations. It's required by corporate that you have to put pre-done bullshit on your local stations that follow a particular line and a particular narrative. It's really bad, but I feel so bad for the people of iHeart who have stuck in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because those people that are at KFI, those are professionals.
Yeah.
Those aren't part-time voice trackers.
No, those are people who made that their career.
Yeah, those are people who had real journalistic.
There was
seasoned journalists. And where are they going to go? To the newspaper? Oh no, there isn't any. Television? Oh no, they don't want journalists there. It's unfucking real.
News director Chris Little had been with KFI since 1991, first as a reporter and fill-in anchor before becoming news director in 2000.
Yeah, and even then, it took him nearly 10 years of slogging, of fucking toiling, working, learning. I think people think it's like fucking. It's like when you go to the grocery store, and you need no training to be a cashier in the self-checkout, right? That's not the way it works. That guy learned for 10 years before he became the news director. Yeah. He did all the jobs in the building. He learned how to do fucking everything. Mm-hmm. It's not like walking into Walmart and you can fucking in a pair of, Sweet Cheeks sweatpants and you're checking out yourself without a problem. Bing, bing. You wonder why there was ever training.
Yeah.
It speaks volumes about the people who actually have a job as a cashier. A cashier? I'm a cashier. I mean, I'm in the parking lot. I'm a cashier. On my drive here, I was a cashier. We're all cashiers, motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Being a cashier doesn't mean anything. It used to mean something. Well, back in the day before, boop, boop, when people used the 9 keys and you know what? My wife, Jody, is fucking so fast on the 9 key, on the calculator keys, because she's been working in banking for 8 billion. She can barely tie her shoes. But you get her on the 9 key, it's like, oh, tick, 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 tick. She's on, and to watch her to count money, you probably haven't been in a bank in a long time. But you remember when you go to the bank and you'd watch the teller count money and they were like, fuck, you couldn't even see their hands move. Mm-hmm. It was so fast. Jody counts money like that. Just, their hands are flying. I can't even see them move. She could be a prestidigitator. She could be. Yeah, hello.
She could be a what?
A magician.
Magician.
I heard
prestidigitator.
About to say, I thought I had a stroke if that was magician. Gee, I had a prestidigitator. What the fuck? I mean, they all look like plastic. The castle of this thing and the lettuce, and sometimes I don't know, squirrels. That's basically what I just heard.
Yeah,
prestidigitator. That's one of those fun words you can say. There are certain words just that make it sound so important, like prestidigitator. It sounds so fucking impressive until you say, magician.
Yeah, have the prestidigital.
We're going to have a test at the end of this episode for anyone listening to count how many times the word prestidigitator has been spoken.
See, Chris has almost said it once. He's got his Foster Brooks drunken stupor one going. See, and oddly as it is, I understand what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to pick up the phone from your sister, so you do understand exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, the blacks.
She is Chris.
The blacks are taking her money.
She's unfucking believable.
Oh, dude, I have a sister who is also unbelievable. So I understand. Although mine is supposed to have some sort of mental capacity, but I think yours could actually get her in a fucking Mensa competition. Okay.
I'm guessing. But my sister, listen, I read her the riot act on Monday. Yesterday, she called me 4 times before I got home. 4 times in 3 hours. to tell me that she got out of her wheelchair, or she had the nurses took her out of her wheelchair. They actually need a special lifty thing, not because she's super heavy, but just because they have to lift her in a suit. They can't do it in case of dropping her, so she has to gain a special thing, and it swings over and it puts you in the bed. And to tell me she got into the bed early at 3:00 yesterday afternoon, and she was very proud of that. The problem is she has like what's equivalent to a bed sores from sitting in her chair constantly in her wheelchair and not moving her position. So they try to tell her, okay, you need to lay on your side. You can't be in your chair today. You got to lay on your side. This needs to heal. We need to put some ointment on it, blah, blah, blah. And she basically says, fuck you. I'm not doing it. Oh, what the fuck?
That's smart.
Yeah. Yeah. And then she just is she's just mean. You know what she does love though, Chris? You might get along with her. She loves playing the bingo.
Well, very good.
She loves bingo. And the problem with bingo is she's playing against very old people. Because like I said, she's 56 in this place where the average age is probably 78.
Right.
So she's faster than the rest of them on stamping her bingo card. So she gets more bingos.
Chris, I feel like Wally's trying to set you up with his sister.
Oh. Well, I mean, I do need somebody that makes me feel like the smartest one in the room. So that maybe that could work out. I mean, we could check with Chuck Woolery. We'll see in 2 and 2.
What? Okay, I'll be back in 2 and 2. And so she wins, and she's constantly getting shit she shouldn't get. They have a little store, and they can't tell her no because she's not like a ward. She just lives there. So she fucking always getting the salty snacks, the shit that makes her that hurts her body because of all the things that her body doesn't do on its own. And she takes it's a shit show. It's an absolute shit show. And I am unhappy to be her decision maker.
Are you not allowed to say to be that decision maker and say she is not allowed to have those things? Do not sell them to her?
Because she has had the cognitive testing and she passes.
Oh.
So because I've now asked 4 times if we could retest her, and she's been tested twice and she passes. She answers the questions correctly that says she's perfectly capable of making her own decisions. Whether they're bad decisions or not is not the question.
Well, we're all allowed to make bad
decisions.
decisions.
Yeah, you would know.
I sure would.
Poster child right there.
Right. Yeah. Just put your head in that poster's look. Get your hands under your chin. Turn your head a little bit. Tilt it a little bit. Poster child for bad decisions. Which now comes to another thing we can talk about. You re-upped a certain web page.
I did.
For another 2 years. So fantastic. You are absolutely relentless.
I had $40 I could spare.
Is that all it is for 2 years?
That was just for the domain, not the website itself.
Well,
I am actually really, I don't know, like disappointed that there's not been an update.
That's what I was just thinking. That I was
to the website?
Yeah.
What am I going to update it with? He's still a dick?
Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
That's exactly
2024
right.
update. He's still a dick.
Like change the picture.
I saw a
then
picture of him
now.
the other day and he looks like shit.
Yeah.
Who does?
Him?
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
He's never been a fucking beauty contest winner. I mean, fuck.
It's worse.
Put the picture of him then, and then whatever it is now. What is it now? 12 years later? 10 years later? 10 years later?
Yeah.
And just put a picture of a dick. Just a picture of the dick. Then and now. Then, now. Dick. And put a little hat on.
It was so funny because, Jess and I looked at each other. Never huggy, feely people. Walking out of the radio station, looking at each other like, all right, we're done. Peace. And that was it. And I go to Winchester and Jess goes down south and I don't hear from Jess for, I don't know, a year or so, maybe a little longer. And all of a sudden I get this instant message on Facebook. It says, there's a website I'd like you to check out. and there it is.
And I'm going to bet that you felt much glee, Chris.
Oh, I read that thing. I'm like, I knew it. I fucking knew it. That I fucking knew it.
I think every time Chris is reminded of the website, he gets joy.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I see that smug look on that troll's face.
Mm-hmm.
I think he gets as much joy as you do, Jess.
Yeah.
I really do. But I'm with Chris on this. I think there needs to be some sort of update.
Yeah, you got to have something.
Yes. Some, maybe mocked up pictures.
Come on,
yeah. How about, why don't you see if you can get AI to imagine some pictures of them?
Yes.
You guys are talking about actual work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not putting that much effort into it.
Look, if I have to listen to 13 episodes of this shitty program, then you need to imagine some pictures.
15.
Okay?
Listen. 15, Jess, correct. You had
These liberals and their fucking numbers, Wally.
They know it. See, and this might, if your neighbor, if No Arms Nanette sees a light on in your place and maybe some shadows moving it early in the morning, she'll say, oh, Jess is fine, she's working.
Mm-hmm.
And then you send her a link to the website. Oh yeah, she is working.
Mm-hmm.
And then no Arms Nanette might say, I don't want this to happen to me. I probably shouldn't call her at 7:30 in the morning.
Just send that email to noarmsnanette@aol.com. It says, I'd like to share some prose with you.
I like No Arms. I like that name, No Arms Nanette.
Oh, it's good. Finally, we've got another character on the show.
Did I tell you that I had to, a few weeks ago, I actually didn't have to save her. She was just out there causing problems, but I had to save the trash can lady from the pit bull puppy across the street.
The pit bull puppy?
Yeah.
The pit bull puppy with no arms and a net?
So
a lot of alliteration here.
I know I told you about the time that she was screaming and the pit bull puppy was jumping on her and I had to go out and save her from the puppy.
Right. That's No Arms Nanette.
That was No Arms Nanette. Okay. So a few weeks ago, I hear a dog barking and it sounds like it's right out in front and it sounds like a big dog. And this puppy he's probably 60 or 70 pounds at this point, but he's a baby.
Puppy?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's not a year old yet. So
a fucking Samoan? Jesus Christ.
I mean, these
a linebacker. He's a first round draft pick.
He's a
God
big
almighty.
boy.
He's playing for the Redskins, for fuck's sake, and he's a puppy.
So I look outside and he is standing in his own front yard, but his owner is not out there. And he is looking at the trash can lady's house and barking. And so I kind of go out on the front porch just to see if I need to get involved at all. And I see the trash can lady on her porch and she it looks like she's trying to go somewhere, but she's afraid to come off of her porch because of the dog. So I go down, and as I'm walking across my yard, Nanette is on her porch next door going, he got out! He got out! And I was like, I can see it. I'm handling it. And so I call the owner, and he's not even home at this point. He is somewhere, like he's around somewhere in the neighborhood mowing somebody else's lawn.
Now, is this the guy who lives across the street who you gave your phone number to?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I texted him and I said, hey, do you know your dog is out? And he's like, yeah, I'm not home. I'm on my way. And I'm like, what? So he also has now this little somebody's ringing the doorbell. Let me make sure it's not the cops for my
Wiffle and Nanette.
So well care check.
Oh boy.
No, it's Amazon.
Like I said, a well care check.
So he's not home. He's also got he had a litter of pocket bulldogs, and he has one of those left. So his dog Mega and one of the pocket dogs is out there in the front yard. He says, I'm not there. So I'm like, okay, I get the dog, I bring him up on his porch, and I sit down on the porch and wait for him to come back. And the trash can lady is sort of watching, and I'm like, it's okay, I got him. You can do what do what you need to do. And she's trying to bring her little dog into the car to leave. That's why the pity was paying attention, because there was another dog.
He wanted to bite the little dog.
And so I think he just wanted to play with them. I think he was just excited about there being another dog. And so then Keith, the owner, comes home just as she's walking through, and she's going, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And he was like, I'm sorry. And she's like, your dog was mad about my dog. And I said, I don't think he was mad. I think he just wanted to play. And she's terrified. And he's like, I don't know how he's getting out. And I said, I am telling you that your dog is jumping the fence. I'm telling you that that's what's happening. And then he walks over and shows me his gate. It's like a wooden gate. It doesn't close all the way, so it can be pulled open at the bottom. So the dog is just pulling the bottom of it,
just walking out
and going out. And so like an hour later, 2 hours later, I hear him barking again, and I walk out there, and he's standing in the middle of the street pointing down the other direction this time. No humans around. He's just out there barking. So I go get him again.
You've got no arms in that.
Mm-hmm.
You got trash can Tess.
Mm-hmm.
And you got dumbass Dave.
Mm-hmm.
This is your neighborhood.
This is my neighborhood.
God damn it, Jess.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, it's better. It's better than crazy bitch next door with a gun. It's way better than that.
Yeah, that's true. I actually, when I had the issue with my roof and I needed to borrow a box fan, I went over to my former neighbor over there to borrow it. And his house is attached to that crazy bitch's house. So he was 2 doors away from me.
Right.
And so we were catching up, and I said, I kind of nodded. She's got cameras and stuff, so I didn't talk real loud, but I nodded toward her place, and I said, how's all that crazy shit been? He said, she's barely even here anymore. She's hiding out from her ex, and so she's almost never there. He said, her trash cans were out there for 3 months, and I finally just pulled them back for her. Her lawn doesn't get mowed. Nothing. Meanwhile, the guy who bought my place also hasn't been mowing the lawn. So I was like, would you tell him he needs to cut my grass? Because that's a mess.
Man,
he's like, yeah, he and his boyfriend don't do anything over there. Oh, okay.
You got out of there just before it became a dump.
Yeah.
God damn. Well, you're lucky to be aware. Hey, so in listening to back episodes, did you ever get the thing for your top of your chimney?
Yeah.
How much did that cost you in the end? Do you remember?
I want to say it was like $700 or something.
Installed and built in installed?
Yeah.
Well, that's not too bad.
$700 or $900, something like that.
Finally
but
getting
they never did follow up. They said that there was an issue with the metal touching the wood.
Yeah.
And nobody's come by to look at it, so I'm not even sure if I can use my fireplace. I didn't use it at all last winter.
It's hard. I can't believe you can't.
I
have no comment. You said it was all right. My house burnt down.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
my HVAC friend said that he would look at it, but then he's had stuff going on, and he's supposed to come. My basement doesn't have heat or air.
Yeah.
And so he's going to come put the vents in for that.
Yeah.
And that's been weeks that I've been waiting on him for that. So I'm I'm fucking tired of waiting for people to do the shit. My roof isn't fixed yet.
Jesus Christ.
That's supposedly getting done tomorrow, but we'll see.
God damn. Well, I'm having finally got a hold of a company that is going to come take a look at maybe putting a new shower in Saturday, and they did not ask me they did not say that my wife had to be here.
Excellent.
And I told them my wife will be here. And I got to tell you, the other ones too, she would have been here. It's like your thing with the being monitored.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fucking tell me.
Right. I'm an adult.
I'm a fucking adult. We are equal part. My wife, just like if it was just my wife here, that's fine. I don't have to be here I don't make decisions for the little woman.
It's not up to the company to determine who gets to make the decisions about the shit that happens in the house.
Well, we want to make sure you both know what's going on. Yes, because I got to tell you what. I come into the house. I ask my wife, have you made any food? Okay, bend over. I'm going to fuck you. We're done. That's all I ever say to my wife. Where's dinner? Spread your ass open. That's it. I don't ever have any other conversations with my wife. And she never has conversations with me. What is this old fucking school bullshit that these people try to peddle? Like I want the little woman to know what's going on. That's it's more psychological than that, of course. They've taken a Zig Ziglar course somewhere.
I'm just shocked at how quiet Chris stayed through that whole
Chris isn't listening.
Thing.
No, I'm listening. Something about Zig Ziglar.
See, he's not paying attention. He is so fucking doped up right now on antihistamines.
Chris,
I will tell you straight up that I have been drinking. What is this here? I got to turn on the light in the car.
Robitussin?
Probably shouldn't have been driving the car. I can't get the fucking thing off. Tell you what it is. The little sticky thing off here to tell you exactly what I've been downing. It is something called Mucinex Fast Max Kickstart Severe Cold and Flu with acetaminophen, dextroglypholine, and also phenolphthalein.
That actually reminds me. I saw when I was looking for my country music news stuff this morning, one of the sites I get news from has decided that they're going to put lifestyle stories in there as well. So when there's no country music news, there's bullshit about Walmart, grocery stores closing, random shit. And this clickbait bullshit said NyQuil and Sudafed and some other one were about to be banned. Here's why.
Yeah, they're pulling out the ones that have the PE on it, I believe.
Yeah, but of course the headline doesn't say that. It just says these things are going to be banned. And I refuse to give a click to that particular website for that bullshit because I knew that there was something that they were, that it was just clickbait. So
pseudoephedrine.
So I actually did a search to find out the real story. There is an ingredient in some of these medications that doesn't actually do anything. And so they're banning that ingredient. And so they're going to have to pull all those off the shelf and reformulate without that ingredient.
What? If they're smart, just hold on to those in a warehouse because as soon as Trump and his boys get in,
they get rid of the FDA, all of that shit will be fine.
Yeah. You can use any of it.
And once the education department's gone, nobody will be able to read.
Yep.
So, I mean, it all
half
works
the country
out
already can't. We've established
Good
times are coming, guys. Good times are coming. Just
everything works out.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Everything's gonna be all right. Yeah.
Dude, I thought that text I sent you the other day of the Barnes and the bookstore. No, that one was with my second ex-wife. That was actually a real conversation with my second ex-wife. And I was the one that replied about, and I replied about I didn't like the cervix.
Yeah.
So, no, it was the guy. I was at the Barnes & Noble earlier. I asked the clerk if they had Donald Trump's new book on how to deport illegal immigrants.
That's right.
And she immediately said, "Get the fuck out of here and don't come back." And I said, "Yeah, that's the one. Do you have it in paperback?"
It's so good.
That was great.
That was
great.
Fantastic.
Oh my God.
Fantastic. Yeah. Listen, I think good times are on the way.
Hey, listen, if they're not, it doesn't matter because you know what? There will be somebody else in 4 fucking years.
That's exactly. There will be.
Okay.
And so much shit to undo.
There'll be someone else.
That's how it always happens. A Republican gets in the White House, fucks everything up. You get a Democrat in to fix it. And then they get a Republican back in to fuck it all up again. Then a Democrat comes in and fixes it.
I really feel like the fuck up's going to be, it may take more than 4 years to fix this one.
Oh, good. Then we'll get somebody for two times.
Yeah.
I'll be in there for two presidential sessions. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can see happening is maybe I would not be surprised that Donald Trump will try to somehow change that a person can be president until they're no longer voted in office.
For sure. He at one point recently said
he's going to die.
At one point he recently said you'll never have to vote again.
Well, I think he was talking about if Biden got elected, there'd be no more elections because you won't have to vote again because if Harris did, because they were going to fucking fuck up the country so bad it wasn't going to exist anymore.
My father gave me the best advice, and I will leave you with it. Okay.
Oh, I've got the best advice.
Dad had the best advice the other day, and I thought this was fucking great. And he said, listen, I'll be dead soon. None of this matters. So,
and I'll be in jail for publicly laughing at a Cybertruck. So,
hey, you listen, if you know the law, don't break it. Okay? If you know the rules, you don't break the rules. Nobody gets in trouble. Just stay in the confines of your kitchen and you'll be fine, Jessica.
I got to go get one of those handmade hats.
So,
oh my gosh. What, the tinfoil one?
Yes.
Here's the best advice. Sidney Friedman, the psychiatrist from MASH. Do you remember Sidney Friedman from MASH? And his advice to Hawkeye one time was, Hawkeye, let me give you some advice. Pull down your pants and slide on the ice, which makes it's just absolutely perfect advice to give. It means don't give a fuck. Just go on with your life. Move on.
Can I tell you a little secret?
Yeah.
Everything that's happening isn't going to affect any one of us.
We're
either going to pay more for groceries, less for groceries, more for gas, less for gas. Nobody's taking anybody's uterus. Nobody gives a fuck. The world's going to go on. And in 4 years, we're going to go through this exercise again. And in another 4 years, we're going to go through this exercise again. Another 4 years, we're going to go through this exercise again. And by then, I hope I'm fucking dead.
Well, here's our advantage. Chris and I have we all three of us have an advantage. Chris and I have more of an advantage than you, Jess.
Uh-huh.
We're white men.
Yep.
We're whiteies.
I know you're saying that to be funny, but it's true.
Well, it absolutely is. And I hate to say that. I'm not saying
it to be funny.
But you've got the advantage too, Jess, because you're a white woman.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you know what? There's a lot of people in this country I feel bad about for things that may or may not happen to them.
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen from the government. It's going to happen from people that are fucking unhinged.
That's right.
These fucking, let me tell you something. Let me tell you how happy I am to own guns with these motherfucking your body, my choice motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I wish
sure.
I wish a motherfucker would.
I'm sure. And on that happy note, the War Department just got home, so I'm going to go.
Okay. Talk to you next week.
Goodbye, guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.